But one person who is a genuine media entrepreneur, who is, you know, like, and I know that this will offend some people, whatever, I don't care. If a group like Green Day, who I don't like, if they were a knockoff version of a group like The Clash or something, the point is that there's always the indie band that gets everything first and sets the tone. And then there's always the mainstream knockoff. There's always the imitator who gets a show on Fox when you don't get a show on Fox. There's always the imitator who goes through your content to find the best conspiracies and then repackages them for a broader audience. But sometimes you get to have revenge on that imitator and align with a presidential candidate who's the Republican Party nominee, and you actually end up get to be both the originator and bigger than the imitator at the same time. And that is what Alex Jones is doing to Glenn Beck right now. And Alex Jones had thoughts about Glenn Beck's craven. Alex Jones had thoughts. He has a lot of thoughts.
Full stop.
Full stop. Alex Jones had indigestion and insight about Glenn Beck's sucking up, his new venture with this site called Medium, which I really would like to learn more about personally. Alex Jones lays it bare. Let's take a listen to this.
Beck defends Mark Zuckerberg, attacks conservatives. It's unclear if he's gunning for the role in their PR department in the wake of the Blaze's financial difficulties, but even if it isn't, it's hard to tell the difference. Well, Brzezinski wrote about this in the Technotronic Era in 1974.
Oh, he's so
And this
good.
is what Zuckerberg met with the communist Chinese leaders more than 15 times, including their top censor twice in the last 2 years. You will still have conservatives. You will still have Christians. In China, they still have conservative websites. They still have Christian websites, but they're state-controlled with state messages, and only a few are allowed. And he is there gunning at the meeting. And I said this last week, and I said this week. Go back. I told you he would come out prostrating himself, lying down on his little snake belly, rubbing his little pot belly on the ground. And he will sit there and come out and go, you know, Zuckerberg's got to control stuff that's fake news and hateful and bad stuff. And there's a lot of extremism, and I agree with it. Remember, he's the guy, when he was on CNN, saying arrest Ron Paul supporters because they want to bomb the government with a money bomb. Years after money bombs were well known, that was just a fundraising tactic. And you know, saying I'm dangerous and I'm bad and all this stuff. Folks, he's been an operative all along. His job was to kamikaze the liberty movement.
Yep.
His job was to come in like a political suicide bomber and blow us up.
Wait a second.
Now we've been alerted to it, shot him out the airlock like the alien species to liberty he is, and he's attached with sucker cups to the front of the ship trying to blow the airlock and take us out. He's got to be dealt with, folks. Just like in the first movie, The Alien. Got to blast him out into space, suck him into the engines, and burn him up. And I don't mean that literally. I wish no harm against him. He should be a museum piece someday. But he's activated. He's coming for us. And his main mission was take me down, as you know. He failed, by the grace of God. Thank you, Lord. But it was rough. He did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, a lot of stuff on the record, and we just took the high road, didn't attack him, prayed that he would stop it, but he didn't. Now he's self-immolated. He's burned himself up in front of everybody. And I'm not going to cook hot dogs on his fire because I like hickory and oak. I don't like you know, roasting hot dogs over a little demonic goblin.
Slow down there for a minute, but I have to say this. I just have to say this. That's how it's done. Oh, my God, that was impressive. Alex Jones is a broadcasting genius. And I have to say, on this one, I'm 100% with Alex Jones because everything he said in that clip, if you minus all of the insanity, which is like 98% of it, is sort of true. Like, yeah, actually, China is negotiating with Facebook as to how they can operate in China. That's true. There are Christian websites that are allowed to operate in China as long as they don't offend the government. That's true. Zuckerberg is meeting with Chinese leaders. True enough. Glenn Beck, I don't know if he's an operationalized agent, but he does have a pot belly. I don't know, I don't know if he's trying to destroy Alex Jones, but Alex Jones could totally make the case that Glenn Beck watched and listened to Alex Jones, repackaged it, did it on Fox. And now, as the Blaze implodes, he is in fact holding with suction cups onto the plane. And this is where Alex Jones's narcissism comes in, because I don't think it's like the Alex Jones plane. I think it's the Glenn Beck's career plane. And it is careening out of control. He had a stumble there with the hot dog thing, but then when he pivoted and called him a nasty little goblin, I think it was, he was back to it. Alex Jones.
Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.